17th, 2024 at the Health Licensing Office in Salem, Oregon by telephone conference call. I will now call roll. Lennon Clark.
Present.
Rebecca Fisher.
Here.
Meredith Klein.
Here.
Christy Morales.
Here.
Lynette Pettibone, absent. Misha Ronick.
Here.
Meredith Mance, here. Members, when you wish to speak, please state your name for the record. Members are asked to not use the chat feature during meetings. Public members attending in person wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available. For public members on MS Teams, please email Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov and provide your first and last name. Public and interested parties' feedback may be heard during the public and interested parties' feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is called to order. All right. So first on the agenda is our approval of the agenda. I am comfortable with the order. Does anyone have any reason to change the order of the session? Do we have any motions to approve it?
This is Meredith Klein. I move to approve the agenda.
This is Misha Ronick. I second.
Excellent. The motion has been made and seconded. I will call for a vote. Meredith Klein.
Aye.
Lennon Clark.
Aye.
Misha Ronick. Sorry.
Aye.
Rebecca Fisher.
Aye.
Christy Morales.
Aye.
Meredith Mance, aye. The motion passes. All right, then we are moving on to our next agenda item, which is the items for board action. No, we already did that. Just kidding. Sorry. So public interested parties feedback. Do we have any public or interested parties who are making feedback today? All right, I'll read the script. At this time, the Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will hear public and interested parties' feedback. Members of the public, this meeting is being held by MS Teams video conference and is being recorded. The recording will be posted to the internet for public viewing. Please be sure to mute your microphone and unmute only when you have been recognized. Once recognized, please state your name and affiliation to the board for the record. Do we have any members of the public that would like to speak? All right, I am not hearing any, so we'll move on to our next agenda item, which is executive session. And bear with me, we've got a few different ones, so I'm just making sure I have the right scripts here. Okay. Do we have a time estimate on this first one?
This is Heather, 20 minutes.
Okay, great. The Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F, ORS 192.3559A, and ORS 40.225 for the purpose of considering information exempt from public disclosure at 8:09 a.m. on October 17th, 2024. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Audience members attending through MS Teams will now be moved into a separate breakout room, and audience members attending in person are asked to leave the room both for the duration of the executive session. Please continue to keep your phone muted and cameras off. Are there any representatives of the news media here today? All right. Recognizing there is no news media in attendance, the public will be moved into a separate breakout room for the duration of the executive session. Please continue to keep your phone muted and cameras off. The board will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. It is estimated that the board will return to public session at, we'll call it 8:30 a.m. Please be aware that it is possible that the board's executive session may last longer than 8:30 a.m. If the public has any questions about whether the board is still in executive session, then the public can contact Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov. All right, let's move it over. Okay, the Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will now exit executive session and reconvene open session at 8:35 a.m. No final decisions were made and no votes were taken in executive session. The public will be moved from the breakout room back into the meeting, and representatives of the media may once again report all board discussions and actions. All right, so that was our return to public session. Our next agenda item is number 6, which is to turn around and go back to executive session. Bear with me, just juggling our scripts here. Okay. So we are now entering executive session. This settlement proceeding is a formal conference and will be, oh, nope, I don't read that yet, right?
That's correct. You read the part where we go into executive session.
Okay, sorry, that one is flipped. Okay, sorry about that. The Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 1926602F, ORS 1923559A, and ORS 40225 for the purpose of considering information exempt from public disclosure at 8:37 a.m. on October 17th, 2024. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Audience members attending through MS Teams will now be placed into a separate breakout room, and audience members attending in person are asked to leave the room both for the duration of executive session. Please continue to keep your phone muted and cameras off.
Meredith, I think that the executive session is under 1926602F and ORS 676595. So just
I don't have a
clarification.
script for entering number 6. I only have a script for being in number 6.
Sorry about that. So we'll just make that correction for the record that under agenda item 6, we're entering in under 1926602F and ORS 676595. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. So that, Heather, we normally estimate like 45 on these, right? Or do we do the hard 30? Yes.
I'd say 45 to an hour.
Okay. It is estimated that the board will return to public session. We'll call it at 9:25 a.m. Please be aware it is possible that the board's executive session may last longer than 9:25 a.m. If the public has any questions about whether the board is still in executive session, then the public can contact Josh Page at josh.page@oha.oregon.gov. Now we will switch it over.